to Pauper Decks, where we play paper pauper decks.
Thank you.
For subscribing, sharing, liking, commenting, and more. Anywho, let's get to it. We're reviewing Mirage. All the pauper cards in Mirage today. First card we got is Afterlife. It's 2 and a white. Bury target creature and put an essence token into play under the controller of that creature's controller. Treat this token as a 1/1 white creature with flying. Bury target. It's really weird. I like Unmake better and Exile better. That's not a playable card. Agility 1 in a red. Target enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and gains flanking. Not worth it. Alarum, 1 in a white, and tap target non-attacking creature. That creature gets +1/+3 until end of turn. Yeah, okay. For blocking, it's a battle trick for blocking. It's just lame. Armor Guild Mage. 1 red. Target creature gets +1 and 0 for a black and tap, or for a green and tap, you give the 1 defense. Not playable. Armor of Thorns. You may choose to play Armor of Thorns as an instant. If you bury it at end of turn, play only on a non-black creature. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2. Not worth it. As Mate Drake is a flyer. It's 2 and a blue for a 1/3 flying that you can pump with 1 blue once per turn to give it +1/+0. Not worth it. Bay Falcon. 1 and a blue. And it's Vigilance. And 1/1 flying. Not really worth it unless you're playing like a Jeskai flyer deck with Rally of Peasants. Sorry about that. We were talking about Bay Falcon, and I don't think it's worth playing really unless you're playing a weird all-flying bird deck or some crap. Benevolent Unicorn, 1 and white for a 1/2. Whenever a spell assigns damage to a creature or player, that damage is reduced by 1. Alright, so that just helps everybody. That's not worth it at all. Binding Agony, 1 and a black. For each 1 damage dealt to enchanted creature, it deals 1 damage to that creature's controller. Okay, that's just stupid. Seems neat, I guess. I mean, oh, cool. I would do direct damage to you, but I don't have to. I can do it to your creature, and it deals it to you anyway. Well, I don't want the web address above. Thank you. Blistering Barrier, 2 and a red for a 5/2 wall. That's one of the better walls I've seen, but I wouldn't use it. I don't know. I guess it kills Gurmag, though. That's pretty cool. Bone Harvest, 2 and a black. Put any number of target creature cards from your graveyard on top of your library. Draw a card at the beginning of the next turn's upkeep. That's slightly better than a lot of other cards that bring cards from your graveyard, the creature cards from your graveyard. But I like Reinforcements the best. Boomerang, classic bounce card. It's sort of playable. Breath Stealer, so we got like maybe 1 so far. Breath Stealer, 2 and a black, +1/-1 until end of turn for a black. So he can be up to a 4/1 before, or sorry, he can't even do that. You can pump him twice. Or actually, you can only pump him once unless you give him, yeah, that's just not worth it. Builder's Bane. Destroy X target artifacts for each artifact put into the graveyard. In this way, Builder's Bane deals 1 damage to that artifact's controller. That's sort of playable against, like, for a sideboard option for Affinity if you don't have, like, Gorilla Shaman or Goblin Tinkerer even, or something like that. Burning, or, what is that? Smash to Smithereens. Burning Shield Ascari. It's 2 and a red per a flanker, 2/2. So it's basically a 3/3 with the flanking when you're attacking. First strike until end of turn for double red. Yeah, but it's not playable. Cadaverous Knight, It's a flanker too, and it gets to regenerate for double black and 1. 2/2. Not playable. Chaos Charm. Choose one. Target creature is unaffected by summoning sickness, aka has haste, or deals 1 damage to target creature, or destroy target wall. Or just don't play it because it's not really worth it. Choking Sands. Yeah, that's good in black land destruction. Also a good sideboard option against Urzatron. Still just maybe a 1 for the boomerang. Civic Guild Mage, 1 white. It's a 1/1. You can tap green to give target creature +0/+1, or you can tap blue in it to put target creature you control on top of owner's library. That's not bad, actually. Yeah, I mean, that could get really annoying. Like, you just keep putting the creature on top of their library, and then they can't do anything. They just keep having to draw their creature. You can get them locked in. That's actually kind of sweet. But I don't know. Civic Guild Mage is possibly Pauper playable card. I'll give it like a B+. Cloak of Invisibility. 1 blue enchanted creature gains phasing and cannot be blocked except by walls. Phasing was so stupid. Like, oh boy, I get to have my creature every other turn. I don't like that. It just takes longer to kill your opponent. But phasing could be a useful ability these days, just like banding. I mean, it'd be interesting to see some decks use that. One day, maybe. Crash of Rhinos. 6 and 2 green for an 8/4 trample. Yeah, 8 for 8/4. It's trample, and it's not playable. Dark Banishing. Bury target non-black creature for 3. Hey, it's called Doomblade. It costs 1 less. Not playable. Dark Ritual. This card is not originally printed here, so we can't really say that that we won't count it. And it's not usually played in Pauper, which makes no sense, but it is good in black aggro. Otherwise, it's usually not played. Dazzling Beauty. For 2 and white, play only when defense is chosen. Target unblocked creature is considered blocked. Draw a card at the beginning of the next turn's upkeep. Play only when defense is chosen. Instant. Target unblocked creature is considered blocked. Okay. That's not really helpful. It looks like it was downshifted because I don't remember that card. I was buying some Mirage. I think I got a couple of packs of Mirage back in the day. I don't really see Dazzling Beauty being that useful. I feel like there's something, I'm missing something there. But like Ulamog's Crusher, like, oh boy, it's blocked, but yeah, that's not good if they have trample, I'm pretty sure. Dirt Water Wraith, 3 and a black, Swamp Walk, 1/3, and he's pumpable. Now that's actually, that could be good in a mono black deck that uses Evil Presence and Contaminated Ground and maybe a handful of land destruction. You know, just make your opponent's lands swamps and hope they're not playing mono or mono black or any black. Disempower. Put target artifact or enchantment on top of its owner's library. Yeah, that's sort of neat, but yeah. Civic Guild Mage, I mean, it stays in play, and you can just keep putting that creature back on top. And I guess though, your opponent could just like not choose to not play the creature. Disenchant. That's also a reprint, so we won't consider it. Divine Offering. Hey, it's another disenchant. In case disenchant wasn't enough, now you can destroy it. It's only for artifacts, but you gain amount of life equal to that artifact's casting cost. So that's pretty cool. It's possibly playable at best. Drain Life. Pretty sure that's a reprint, and also just not really playable. I mean, Grey Merchant or Gary as they call him, is just better because. Dream Cache. Draw 3 cards, choose 2 cards from your hand, and put both on either the top or the bottom of your library. Yeah, that's like Brainstorm, but just not very good. Dream Fighter, 2 and a blue. Whenever it blocks or is blocked by a creature, Dream Fighter and that creature phase out. Huh. Well, that's kind of neat. Kind of neat. Dwarven Nomad, 2 and a red, 1/1. Tap target creature with power 2 or less is unblockable this turn. Yeah, I don't really care. Ebony Charm, black. Choose one. Target opponent loses 1 life. It's an instant, by the way. And you gain 1 life. Or remove from the game up to 3 cards in any player's graveyard. Or target creature cannot be blocked this turn except by artifact or black creatures. I like that middle ability. It's almost better than the Coffin Purge. Because it takes out 3 at once. That could be a graveyard hate sideboard card. Nobody ever uses it though, so I don't know. I would think that that's just good for the sideboard if you ain't got no other options, perhaps. For graveyard hate. And I'm trying to get comfortable. Sorry. Damn it! Cyclops. Conduce Cyclops. 3 and a red, 3/4. If any creature you control attacks, the Conduce Cyclops also attacks if able. Alright, yeah. Moving on. A Condu Griffin, 3/4, or 3 and a white for a 2/2 flying first strike. 4 for a 2/2 flyer, that's first strike. And that'll get rid of Delver, but it's 4 mana. Enfeeblement. 2 black for enchanted creature gets -2/-2. Or you could just play a dead weight. It's better. But back then, before dead weight, I guess that was sort of playable. Ephemeral Healer, 1 and a white, prevent 1 damage to any creature or player. Not playable. Ephemeral Knight, flanking, is a 2 and a white for a 2/2 knight. And for white, attacking does not cause him to tap. So for white, he can be Vigilance. Ephemeral Scouts, 2 and a white. Okay, yeah, Ephemeral Knight is not playable. Ephemeral Scouts, 1/4 for 2 and a white, not playable. Feral Shadow, 2 and a black for a 2/1 flying, not playable. Fetid Horror, 3 and a black for a 1/2 shade that's pumpable. That's kind of neat, but just too slow. Fire Breathing, 1 red, enchanted creature gets +1/+0 for 1 red. Yeah, I like Fire Breath, I think, where you can get it out of your graveyard for a red. Flare, oh my god, one of the worst cards ever. For 3, you can deal 1 damage to a creature or player, and then you draw a card at the next turn's upkeep. Wow. Fog, that's a reprint. Can't count it. Forest, that's probably playable, I guess. Giant Mantis. It can block creatures with flying. It's 3/4. It's got reach. Or 3, I'm sorry, it's not 3/4. It's 3 in a forest for a 2/4. With reach, not playable. Gibbering Hyenas can't block black creatures. They're 2 and a green for a 3/2, and it's just really not useful. Goblin Elite Infantry, 1 in a red. If it blocks or is blocked, it gets -1/-1 until end of turn. Wow. Or you can just play a 2/2 for 2 and not. Goblin Tinkerer. Now there's a sideboard card for affinity when you're playing goblins. Destroy target artifact. That artifact deals an amount of damage equal to its casting cost to Goblin Tinkerer. I mean, that's, you're blowing up their land and it's not going to do any damage to them. So that's like really awesome, actually. I don't know why Goblin Tinkerer hasn't gained the level of status that Gorilla Shaman has, to be honest. So that's a sideboard card, not really a card you'd run every day. I mean, Affinity isn't even worth putting sideboard hate in these days because you don't ever see it. I mean, like, I play it once in a while, and I don't know. It used to be top tier dog, but I don't think so anymore. Granger Guildmage, 1 green, 1/1, For a white and a tap, you can target creature gains first strike until end of turn. For a red and a tap, Guild Mage deals 1 damage to target creature or player and 1 damage to you. Or you can just not use him ever because that's really lame. Gravebane Zombie. 3 and a black. If Gravebane Zombie is put into the graveyard from play, put Gravebane Zombie on top of owner's library. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I mean, that's... If you were playing against a mill deck, oh man, that would be annoying. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna have a Gravebane Zombie in case somebody plays mill against me. I'll just put that in the library and then they can't mill me. But I guess that wouldn't work in every instance. Because they could just leave them in play and then mill you out. But, whatever. Grave Servitude. The 1 and a black, you may choose to play Grave Servitude as an instant. If you do, bury it in the turn. Target creature gets +3, -1, and is black. And it is not playable. Healing Salve, 1 white. Target player gains 3 life or prevent up to 3 damage to any creature or player. Or prevent... I guess they had to word it like that. I mean, just hey, target creature gets +0, +3. That's weird, but it's not playable. Incinerate. I think this is the first time we saw the card Incinerate, the first printing of it, and it got printed a hell of a lot more. Maybe it was printed in alpha or beta or one of those. I can't remember for sure, but if not, then yeah, it's possibly playable at best. I'll give it a B. Ivory Charm. 1 white. Choose 1. All creatures get -2, -0 until end of turn. Or prevent 1 damage to any creature or player. Or tap target creature. Yeah, that's kind of neat, but not playable. Jorel's Centaur. I thought this was a uncommon or rare. I guess not. 1 green, flanking. It cannot be the target of... So it's hexproof. 2/2 flanking hexproof. That's pretty cool. Or actually, it's not hexproof. It has Shroud. It can't be the target of any spells or abilities. Or effects, as they called them back then. Jolt. 2 and a blue. Tap target. Tap or untap target artifact, creature, or land. Draw a card at the beginning of the next turn's upkeep. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's other ones that do that for cheaper, and I'm pretty sure it's just not worth wasting a card for that. Jungle Worm, it's 5 for a 5/5, and for each creature assigned to block it, beyond the first, it gets a -1, -1. It's 5 for a 5/5. Boring. Caravex Torch, can you get off the screen? I don't want the address. God, I hate that. X, red, interrupts that target Caravex Torch costs an additional 2 to play. Caravex Torch deals X damage to target creature or player. That's the number 2 card for this set. So I don't even know that Boomerang isn't a reprint. So maybe this one is the one. So far we got that card. And I don't know why everybody uses Rolling Thunder over this one. It's cheaper, And it's creature or player. It's totally Pauper legal. Why not use that instead of Rolling Thunder? What do I know? Anyway, let's get on to the next 60 cards or so. I think there's probably less than that. We're already at K. Okay. 3 and a blue for a 4/3 island home. If defending player controls no islands, this creature cannot attack. If you control no islands, bury this creature. For an island, sacrifice an Ireland. Sacrifice an Ireland. Target land an opponent controls as an Ireland until end of turn. Yeah, whatever. Not playable. Lightning Reflexes. 1 and a red. You may choose to play Lightning Reflexes as an instant. If you do, bury it in the turn. Target creature gets +1/+0 and gains first strike. Not playable. Mana Prism. 3 colorless. Tap to add 1 colorless mana to your mana pool. Play this ability as a mana source. For 1 colorless, then tap it. Add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Play this ability. Prophetic Prism is better. Anyway, Memory Lapse. That's playable. It's kind of annoying. I never really liked it or used it because it's like, all right, they're just going to play it again next turn, whatever. But it could be, it's kind of, I don't know. You know, if you're about to win the game, then that doesn't matter. But Merfolk Raiders, 1 in the blue for 2/3, facing Island Walk. Yeah, not really playable. Although I was looking at making a Merfolk Island Walk deck with spreading seas and seas claim there for a second yesterday. Yeah, it could be a deck. Merfolk Seer, 2 in a blue, 2/2. For 1 in a blue, draw a card, uses ability only when Merfolk Seer is put into the graveyard from play, and only once. Alright, not playable. Matinda Herder, 1 white, it's a 1/1 flanker. That's kind of neat. I mean, it's like having a 2/2 for 1. But he doesn't do 2 damage when he attacks your opponent. Matinda Lion, 1 green for a 2/1, and if it attacks, the defending player may play blue to have it deal no combat damage this turn. That's sort of neat. 3 and a white, banding trample, 2/2. Sorry, elephant. Banding and trample, 2/2. The banding and trample could be useful, but it's 4 mana. I just don't. Pacifism, the original Journey to Nowhere. Enchanted creature can't attack or block. Plains, Power Sink. That's possible. That's Pauper playable. It's like Syncopate. I don't know why Power Sink doesn't actually get priority over Syncopate, because it's an older spell, and you know, one blue and X counter target spell unless that spell's caster pays an additional X. That player draws and pays all mana from lands and mana pool until X is paid. He or she may also draw and pay mana from other sources if desired. Wow. So yeah, but the thing with Power Sink is you don't get a choice. If your opponent plays Power Sink on you and you've got 1 mana and they Power Sink you for 2, you gotta tap your mana. You don't get a choice. You have to tap all your mana. That makes it a better spell in my opinion than Syncopate, but what do I know? Prismatic Circle, 2 in a white, cumulative upkeep of 1. Already way too expensive. When you play it, choose a color, and then for 1 colorless, you can prevent all damage to you from a source of the chosen color. Treat further damage from that source normally. I mean, that's pretty nice. And if you can, like, I mean, if you're playing this in like a deck with cap size, like blue-white, that could be really good. It's, you know, better than putting a COP in your sideboard. You can just put that in your sideboard, and then, I mean, that would be good in like blue-white Tron or blue-white Monarch or something like that, but it's only possibly playable. Pyrrhic Salamander, 1 in a red. You can pump it for a red, but then bury it at the end of the turn, so it's not that great. Quirion Elves, 1 in a green. So 1/1. Choose a color when they come into play, and then they can tap for that color, or they can tap for green. It's not even playable in an elf deck. Raging Spirit, 3 in a red. Already too expensive. 2, Raging Spirit is colorless until end of turn. It's a 3/3. I think that's good against Guardian of the Guild pack, and that's about it. Rampant Growth. 1 in a green, search your library for a basic land card, put it into play tapped, shuffle your library afterwards. That's good for like landfall or ramp, like Emerge, I guess, or something. It's okay. It sees played once in a while. Ray of Command, 3 in a blue, untap target creature an opponent controls and gain control of it until end of turn. That creature is unaffected by summoning sickness this turn. Tap that creature if you lose control of it at the end of turn. Tap the creature if you lose control of it at the end of this turn. It's an instant. So that's, you know, kind of a neat trick, but you never really sees play because it's just too expensive, and there's red cards that do it for cheaper. But usually they're in, I don't know, Wrangle. I can't remember if those are enchant creature or sorcery instance. Also can't remember the name of the other ones. Reality Ripple. 1 in a blue, target artifact, creature, or land phases out. And it's an instant. That's actually can be useful if you got somebody trying to, like, I don't know, bounce your Olamog or Gurmag back to your hand or something like that. You could, well, I won't have them next turn, but the turn after next I'll have them back and you can't touch them. But it's only possibly playable. So far, there's really only like one card in this set. I mean, this set is pretty much crap so far. I mean, I haven't seen an A grade card yet. Regeneration, 1 in a green. For a green, you can regenerate enchanted creature. Unless that creature has a -1, or whatever hanging over their head, and they're a 1/1, then you can't even regenerate them. Restless Dead. 1 in a black for a 1/1 that regenerates for a black. That's, I mean, just a clone of other regenerate skeletons we've seen in the past. Ritual of Steel. 2 white, 2 and a white. Draw a card at the beginning of the upkeep of the turn after Ritual of Steel comes into play. It's an enchant creature, and enchant creature gets +0/+2. It's so not worth it. Saber-Tooth Cobra. 2 and a green. It's a 2/2, and it deals poison damage. And I'm pretty sure it's a reprint, but maybe not. If Saber-Tooth Cobra damages a player, he or she gets a poison counter during that player's next upkeep. He or she gets another poison counter unless he or she pays 2 before then to prevent this effect. If any player has... Wow. That's not a reprint. That's actually pretty good, but it doesn't... It's not great, because, yeah, it only does a poison counter if they're paying attention. So, yeah, but that's pretty neat. I mean, if you could, like, tap their land before their upkeep or whatever, so that their mana, but that's just too much work. It's not really worth it. Sandbar Crocodile. 4 and a blue, phasing 6/5. I used to play that card. It's not really worth it. It'll take you twice as long as it would normally. His first turn, he's got summoning sickness. Then the next turn, he's not there. And the third turn, you finally can hit for 6 if they haven't figured out something to do. And it's a whole lot of mana. So you're talking about, like, if you don't cheat them out, if you get them out on turn 5, you're looking at, like, hitting with them on turn 7. Anyway, Sandstorm. 1 green, it deals 1 damage to each attacking creature. That's pretty good. I mean, that would be good against elves or something, It's better than Electricity. But they have to be attacking, and so, I mean, it would be a sideboard card at best. Sapphire Charm. 1 blue. Target player draws a card at the beginning of the next turn's upkeep, or target creature an opponent controls phases out, or target creature gains flying until end of turn. Or you could just forget this card exists because it's not good. Searing Spare Ascari. 2 and a red for a 2/2 knight. Flanker for 1 and a red. It cannot be blocked by only 1 creature this turn. Sea Scryer. 1 and a blue. Tap it to add. It's a Merfolk. It's 1/1. Tap it, add 1 colorless mana to your mana pool. Play this ability as a mana source. Tap 1 and tap it to add blue to your mana pool. Play this ability as a mana source. Okay. Like, that's helpful, I guess. Seedling Charm. It's a green. Return target creature enchantment to owner's hand, or regenerate target green creature to target creature gains trample until end of turn. Hey, not really worth it. Serene Heart. It's a good card. Tron likes to use it against Spogles in sideboards. Moving on. Sewer Rats. 1 black. Oh, I'm sorry. It destroys all local enchantments for 1 and a green. And let's just go to the page, because I didn't want to do that. Sewer Rats. Sewer rats. Pay 1 life and a black to give them +1/+0 until end of turn. You cannot spend more than 3 mana this way in each turn. That's real nifty. For 3 life, you can make your sewer rat a 4/1. If you got 3 black mana. It's sort of neat. Whatever. Shadow Guild Mage, black for a 1/1. Blue, tap him. Target creature you control. Put target creature you control on top of owner's library. Or red and tap. Shadow Guild Mage deals 1 damage to target creature or player and 1 damage to you. Yeah, whatever. These Guild Mages are. The white one's neat, that's all. We'll see if the blue one's neat. It's 1 blue for a 1/1. Tap white in it, and target creature gains first strike. Tap black in it, and target creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Not worth it. Skulking Ghost. 1 and a black flyer. If Skulking Ghost is the target of a spell or effect, bury it. Okay. Soar. 1 and a blue. You may choose to play Soar as an instant. If you do, bury it at end of turn. Enchanted creature gets +0/+1 and gains flying. And that is really dumb. Soul Shriek. Target creature you control gets +*+0 until end of turn, where star is equal to the number of creature cards in your graveyard. Bury that creature at the end of turn. That's kind of neat. It could work in like a Songs of the Damned. It could be like an alternate win con for a Songs of the Damned deck, but it's only possibly Pauper playable, folks. Spitting Earth. 1 and a red. Spitting Earth deals to target creature an amount of damage equal to the number of mountains you control. Okay. Sort of playable. Stalking Tiger, 3 and a green. It cannot be blocked by more than 1 creature for a 3/3. Whatever. Stone Rain, 2 and a red. Destroy target land. Totally playable. I'm pretty sure it's a reprint. Tularum Minotaur, 2 and red. Tularum Minotaur is unaffected by Summoning Sickness. It's a 3/3. 3/3 haste for 4. Red, not playable. Teferi's Curse. Play only on an artifact or creature. Is an enchanted permanent. Enchanted permanent gains phasing for 1 and a blue. That's pretty neat. I would consider brewing something with that card, and I actually have it sleeved as of like yesterday. But I don't know if I'll find a home for it. It's a neat card though, and maybe somebody could brew up something kind of neat with it. Teferi's Drake is a flying, phasing 3/2 summon Drake for 2 and a blue. Not really playable. Termco Griffin. Banding 2/2 flying for 3 and a white. I'm pretty sure this set was the last set to put the word banding on anything. And phasing. Phasing was so annoying. I think Visions maybe might have done it too. We'll see soon. Thirst. 2 and a blue. When it comes into play, tap enchanted creature. During your upkeep, pay blue or bury Thirst. Enchanted creature does not untap during its controller's untap phase. Curse of Change is better. Tidal Wave. Oh, yeah. Put a wave token into play. Treat this token as a 5/5 blue creature that counts as a wall. Bury the token at end of any turn. That what? Let's read this again, folks. That doesn't make sense. 2 and a blue for an instant. Put a wave token into play. Treat this token as a 5/5 blue creature that counts as a wall. Bury the token at end of any turn. I am so confused by this. Let's go. Give me a second here. Okay, so obviously sacrificing it on the end of any turn was way too open-ended, so they had to reword it and reprint it in the dual decks of Merfolk versus Goblins. I don't think the card is worth it. 5/5 that you sacrifice at the next end step. So, yeah. you make it on your opponent's turn when they're attacking, and then kill whatever, and then it's gone for 3. Or, I mean, that's sort of cool, and it's a combat trick. You get rid of Gurmag with it. Unexpected, especially in Pauper. It could be possibly playable. Next, we have Tranquil Domain. For 1 and a green, you destroy all global enchantments, which are just, enchantments that don't enchant anything. They just enchant the board. Local enchantments being, auras that are enchanting things like creatures or artifacts or lands. So, yeah, anyway, I'm still waiting for at least that one card. Thirst. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, Uktabi Fairy. 1 and a green. It's a 1/1 flyer. You can pay 4, 3 and a green, sack it, and destroy target artifact. Caustic Caterpillar is better. Urborg Panther, 2 and a black. For a black, sack Urborg Panther, destroy target creature blocking Urborg Panther. Sacrifice Feral Shadow, Breath Stealer, and Urborg Panther. Search your library for a Spirit of the Night and put it into play as though it were just played. Put it into play as though it were just played. Shuffle your library afterwards. Yeah, I mean, that is neat, but he's not a Pauper legal card, so yeah. Urborg Panther is a totally stupid card. Viashino Warrior, 3 and a red for a 4/2. Vanilla. No thank you. Village Elder, 1 green, 1/1. Summon Druid, 1 green. Tap him, sack a forest, regenerate target creature. Nah, I don't think so. Wall of Corpses, 1 and a black. Sacrifice Wall of Corpses for black. It's a 0/2. Target creature blocked by Wall of... Destroy target creature blocked by Wall of Corpses. Wall of Resistance, 1 and a white. Flying. At the end of any turn in which Wall of Resistance is dealt damage, put a +0/+1 counter on it. That's kind of playable, but not really. Wall of Roots. I think that's the non-reprint Pauper card that Mirage gave us. Was Wall of Roots, and it's only playable in like a handful of decks. Put a -0, -1 counter on Wall of Roots, add green to your mana pool, play its ability as a mana source, use this ability only once each turn. And actually, I think not. I think actually I played with Wall of Roots back in the day. There's another wall I'm thinking of that's used in One Land Spy and Orcish Lumberjacks, and it's not Wall of Roots. And it's only possibly playable, actually. So, Ward of Lights, 2 white. You may choose to play Ward of Lights as an instant if you do bury it at end of turn. Enchanted creature gains protection from a color of your choice. The protection granted by Ward of Lights does not bury Ward of Lights. So it's an Apostle's Blessing, but worse. Wild Elephant, 3 and a green. Trample, 3/3. Not playable. Wildfire Emissary, 3 and a red. Protection from white. 1 and a red gives it +0/+1 until end of turn for a 2/4. Zalfarin Knight, 2 and a white for a 2/2 flanker that gets first strike for double white. Not playable. I mean, yeah. Mirage was not a good set for Pauper. I'm pretty sure all the possibly Pauper playable cards aren't even that good. And then the playable cards are reprints. So, way to go, R&D on Mirage. I guess Power Sync would be the card. Maybe Noble Elephant. I mean, Memory Lapse, if that's not a reprint. But it's not even that playable. So anyway, yeah, thanks for checking this out. I'll be doing visions here possibly later today because I want to see. This set did not print anything good for Pauper. Boomerang, but I'm pretty sure that was a reprint. Builder's Bane is a good sideboard card. Choking Sands is okay. Civic Guild Mage is neat. Cloak of Invisibility. Divine Offering. None of these are good. Not really. Ebony Charm, sort of good. Fog's really good, but it's a reprint. Goblin Tinkerer. Sideboard card. Incinerate. Just so-so. There's so many other good. Caravec's Torch. That's the one card that we can say Mirage gave us. Jor-El Centaur is kind of neat too. Okay, there. I've done all the honorable mentions, and the only truly Pauper playable card is Caravec's Torch from Mirage. Thanks for playing, thanks for watching, and see you next time.